hopefully, at least that's the case.
Well, in terms of the possible handover that we get from Wall Street on Thursday as we open up, the Dow futures is currently up 350 points. That's a gain of about 1.25%. And there's so much talk about a Fed pivot. And in that context, today we had a meeting from Reserve Bank of Australia, and they've raised rates less than what the street was anticipating. A 25 basis points rate hike versus consensus expectations of a 50 basis point rate hike. And this perhaps is the first soft pivot from a major central bank. But our own cues have also been very encouraging. We've got lots of business updates from banks as well as NBFCs, and they're looking fairly solid. The Nifty Bank, as we've been pointing out, has been leading the rally, and that's currently up more than about 2.5%. And in big cues for next week, a whole host of IT earnings, all the large cap ones, Infi, TCS, Wipro, HCL Tech will be reporting numbers next week. And plus, we've got that all-important US CPI on 13th of October. That's what the street will be tracking very closely. But Anuj, what a day, right? At no point of time has this rally faltered, fizzled, just going on from strength to strength.
Oh, yes. And, Prashant would remember this. In the morning, I was saying that, today at least you can stick your neck out and say that the market rally will not be sold into. In fact, today, and there are days when you chase the gap up. Today was the day to chase the gap up. After the gap up, if you're bought, you've still added another 150, 200 points, 150 points at least, which is a lot on the Nifty. Now, what we have done is we are now trading above last Monday's high. Why is trading above last Monday's high important? Because if you push a bit more and take it to say 17,327, then the weekly candle, the last week's candle was negative, right? That weekly candle gets nullified if you close above 17,327. Now, so that way it's important. And then, as Prashant said, the trend line that we've been talking ad nauseum. I think the bank Nifty is the one to watch out for in the next couple of hours, because it's still 200 points off its Monday's high, full 200 points, and 200 points is actually nothing for bank Nifty. It can easily do that. And B, because while IT and banks both have done well, banks are relatively stronger, and today is the financial Nifty's weekly options expiry. Now, I was looking at the data. There's been some call writing even today on financial Nifty at 17,800. Now, that's maybe another 150 points or so away. Let's just pull out the chart of financial Nifty, today's chart. That's, of course, 17,800 call, which is where you have the highest open interest build-up. 17,715 is what we have. 75 points is not a lot on a day when the financial Nifty is already up 450 points. But the large question again, Rima, comes back to this point. This is a market which on Friday you would have been wondering, where did this massive rally come from, right? Monday you had that massive decline. Today you have seen this big rally. So it's just no trend as such. Positional, if you're a positional trader, you're getting whipsawed both ways. So you have to be really nimble about day-to-day moves. Unless, of course, you've taken a call that regardless of volatility, you'll go through this market and, take a positional call. But otherwise, very tough market on a day-to-day basis.
No, absolutely. So it is tough. I mean, you get thrown off and whipsawed either both ways. Nigel, what are you watching out for?
Well, Prashant, I'm just looking at the day, and it's been a bit of a trend day, so to call it. As Anuj said, you bought the Nifty at any point of time, you'd be making good money. And it's been that sort of a day when the Nifty has just been moving higher. I'm looking at a few technical levels. We took out the 100, the 200 DMA rather easily, from the past few trading sessions. Now it appears the bulls, they are eyeing a closer to around, that 50 DMA odd mark. The 50 and the 200 DMA, they're in the vicinity of around 17,450 to around 17,550 odd. The Nifty Bank, that's the star performer today. It's around 750 to around 800 points away from that 200 DMA. From the 20 DMA actually, that's at around 39,800 approximately. So keep an eye out on the Nifty Bank. That needs to close closer, with the gap up that we have seen and the kind of trend that we are seeing. And just one more factor, the options data as well is quite encouraging. The PCR, well, it had dipped to around 0.8, 0.9 time odd. Now it's moved to around 1.2, 1.22 odd the last time I checked. The 17,100 put, the 17,200 put, well, both of them are fairly active in today's trading session. So that's giving you some bit of encouragement. Remember a few sessions ago, you had some put writing. So you got some heart from that fact. And maybe the FIs being net short on the index isn't such a bad thing, because if we can sustain at these levels, they'll be forced to shut out. But we still got around 55 minutes to go. So back to you all in the studios. I'll keep coming back to you.
All right, and now let's tell our viewers what we've lined up for you on Closing Bell today. It's a very good day of trade with the key indices holding with a 2% gain. Financials outperform, metals lead the charge, while all the sectoral indices are comfortably in the green. We'll talk all things market with Mehraboon Irani and discuss market technicals with Jay Bala of cashthechaos.com. A slew of business updates from the financial space: IndusInd Bank, HDFC Limited, HDFC Bank, and M&M Financial. Those details also lined up on the show. And big moves seen in Adani Ports. The stock is higher by 5%. What's leading the stock higher? Details coming up later on the show. And we'll also be joined by Vaibhav Sanghvi of Avendus Capital, who will be discussing the road ahead for equities and the key stocks and sectors to track. All this and much more lined up on Closing Bell today.
All right, so that's basically what's lined up here. How should you position yourself in the last hour of trade? Rahul?